So are you from from Arkansas?
I'm from Arkansas. I'm from Forest City, Arkansas, the country.
Where's that at?
Going towards Memphis, and you'll pass Palestine and Forest City. I mean, you blink, country. We had chickens in the backyard, garden.
Hey, my dad has chicken in his backyard.
Yeah, man. We used to run around trying to. we used to try to catch them, and like this one lady, her name was Miss Bernice. And she was old. This old house, no stove, really no electricity in her house either.
Yeah.
Just this old stove you put the wood in.
Yeah.
Oh, it stinks so bad in there. And he'll make us go over there and do her chicken feed, because she couldn't lift the bags.
Oh.
Man, we used to hit those chickens upside the head. We was a bad kid. Well, I grew up there. Then we moved to Little Rock when I was about 4 or 5. But we would always go down every summer. That was our vacation.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mom dropped us off with a bag of clothes, and that was it.
Y'all enjoy your summer, boys.
Man, we did. Man, that's how all my cousins was there. We used to get up in the morning and pick cans, and man, I chopped cotton. You believe that?
Really?
I sure did. I was 14 when I chopped cotton because I was trying to make some money.
Yeah.
That's when y'all probably too young, but you had the hat called OPP. You know what OPP? Yeah, you know me. Yeah, y'all too young for that. Anyway, so I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. A truck comes. I have literally a hole in a sack lunch.
Yeah.
And this truck with all these people on there, and I just get on it. Don't know where I'm going.
No way.
Oh, you just got on?
Grandma just said, get on the truck. Because I'm trying to make money by school clothes because I grew up kind of poor.
Yeah.
We didn't have no money.
Right, yeah.
So I went from chopping that cotton. I didn't know that you wasn't supposed to chop the man's cotton. You're supposed to chop the weeds away from the cotton. There was cotton flying everywhere. I thought he gave me $20 and that was it.
Oh man, how much did he give everyone else?
I think they made about $25 that day.
Okay.
Man, but them rows are long.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
How long were you out there?
all day.
All day?
Yeah. Made $20 and people doing that every day at the time.
That's rough.
But then I went from doing that to start cutting yards with my uncle. And then I got back to Little Rock. I turned 15, started washing dishes at Western Sizzling, busting them suds, man. Dude, I'll tell you, I know how to mop, right? So I am, I just got a whole bunch of soap, put in that little yellow bucket.
Yeah.
I just, the servers came in there, whoop, pow. I mean, falling one after another. I've never done it.
Yeah.
This is one of those things, man. Anyway, so yeah.
I feel like we're about to have a great podcast. Let me do their introduction real quick. And
Okay.
hey everyone, welcome back to the Wall of Friends podcast, where we talk to our friends, ask them what inspires them, what scares them, and more. With you, your two hosts, George
And William.
And on today's episode, we have a really good friend of ours. His name is
Mars Pope. Mars like the planet, Pope like the Pope.
Pope like the Pope.
Yeah.
Nice.
People don't believe that's my name. That's how I've been introducing myself for the last 43 years.
All right, well, we're going to roll the intro music and get the show on the road. How'd your name come about, Mars Pope?
Interesting. I am the 5th Mars in my family.
Really?
fifth?
Yes, I'm the 5th. So my pops, he the 4th. And then there's another guy, he just died about 4 years ago. So I'm Mars Andrew Pope the 5th. So if I ever have a kid, Mars Andrew Pope the 6th.
Oh, so like the actual name, Mars Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like, you said
Do
you're
you
the
plan
5th or
on
the
calling
4th?
I'm the 5th.
You're the 5th. It's like the number
Yes,
part
number
of your
5.
name as well?
Huh?
Is number 5 part of your name
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So if you have a son, you plan on calling
Oh,
him the son?
yeah. How many Mars do you know? I mean, it's been the best thing, for me. I hated it growing up because, I mean,
Venus, I don't
I
know.
had so many Mars, planet Uranus jokes, and then it was rough because I was dark skinned too.
Yeah.
Man, I heard every smooch, tar baby joke you can think of. It was rough. Then I was real skinny.
Yeah.
I look like one of the little Somalians, my little ribs used to show. It took a minute for me to. It took a minute, man. It was rough growing up.
I bet you like now that you look back at it, it helped you shape the person you are today.
Yeah, I tend to appreciate the very thing that I dislike about myself then. And it's probably when I probably had low self-esteem. It's probably my best qualities. My skin color. I love my name. And then growing up, my name that was the easy way to break the ice with the ladies.
Oh yeah, how'd you do that?
I'm Mars.
I'm Mars.
I'm Mars.
I'm Mars,
that was
baby.
your pickup line? That was your pickup
Your
line?
name
I'm
ain't
Mars.
Mars. Yes, it is, because they get curious.
So I can take you to Mars.
Yeah. So then the dark skin thing, it came out later on when Morris Chestnut came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it was a win-win for me. So
That's when you just embrace it, huh?
you have to, like I said, I had low self-esteem and insecurities at the time, and then you growing up, you're poor. You have to. That's why I work so hard. We grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
I grew up during that '90s when the gangbanger was real bad.
Right.
I thank God I survived that. I was never actually in it, but like that, my 12th grade year, 3 dudes on the football team died.
Really?
Really?
Oh yeah, that's how.
What school did you go to?
Hall?
Oh, you went to Hall?
Yeah, that's how I start running back. Somebody died. I know that's bad. Ain't it? Yeah, man, but it was.
Wait, you said that's how you started as a running back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he started running because someone died.
I know, it's pretty bad at it. But yeah, man, that was.
Son, we need you to step up for the team.
Yeah, man. That was an interesting time. Luckily, my mom kept us in church,
Yeah.
and if I wasn't at church, I was working.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only thing I believe that really shielded me from that, because you couldn't get around it. I don't know if you guys was here. Y'all wasn't here at all during that time.
Oh, no. What time? No.
It was in the 90s, 95, 96.
Like
No,
here
we-
in Little Rock? No.
No, we didn't
it
come.
was-
Yeah,
Well, I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 2000.
Well, thank God. I mean, like I said, y'all ever heard Banging in Little Rock?
Banging in Little Rock.
You gotta YouTube that. YouTube it, man. That's.
I mean, we hear gunshots all the time here in Little Rock.
No, it was bad. It was. There was. I mean, people dying every day.
Really?
I mean, the city was ran by gangs.
Oh, that's why everyone I mean, now that it makes sense, because like whenever we lived in Haskell or in Benton area, Saline County, after we graduated high school and went to college or whatever, and I would tell my friends from that Saline County area, it's like, hey, let's go to Little Rock. They're like, no. My parents say it's super bad. Now that makes sense.
yeah, I
now
had some
why-
friends that like their parents would even let them drive to Little Rock. I'm like, Little Rock is not that bad.
Not now, but
Yeah,
then it was horrible. I mean, the girl I was dating, they guy rode on a bike, shot her brother in the head. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? He was in his cut dog. Pow, shot him at a stop sign. So it was worse than what I'm saying. But like I said, you wear the wrong color.
Right, yeah.
Literally, you wear the wrong color.
Yeah.
Literally, you wear the wrong color. I've seen dudes get their butt whooped. Or the drugs were real bad too. So it was one of them. It was just, I remember playing basketball, and this dude this one guy, I guess he owed them drugs. We was in Woodbridge off John Bear. And man, we there, and I got the ups. I'm ready to ball.
Yeah.
Dude come around corner with a shotgun, just start shooting the crowd. We just ran into somebody's apartment.
Wow,
Broke
that's crazy.
down the door. Oh man, I got stories, man.
How old were
for
you at that
days.
time?
That time I was in junior high school, because a couple of days later, me and my two homeboys, we was walking to the store to get some really we just get some candy. And we had probably about $1 a piece, you know.
Right.
And this black Camaro came up, turned around, these dudes got out the car, and it's like, little dudes just started circling me, like, who's this dude? And my homeboy's like, dude, we good, man. We ain't got nothing going on. And next thing you know, one dude went back to the car, got his gun. I'm looking at him. And next thing you know, I get hit upside the head. Pow! Man, I hit dude with a 2-piece, pop, pop, pop. Ran across the street. I almost got hit by the car. I'm talking about like, I almost got hit. Ran all the way home, didn't come out. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Yeah, they would have. So it's just like I said, one of those things, man.
Right. Yeah. So, what did you? How were you able to survive all of that? You said you church, but like, what else in work and
Well,
throughout, I guess, your teenage years and the beginning of your
sports and church, because I wasn't out. I had no idle time. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was playing football. I wasn't playing football, I was playing soccer. If I wasn't, then I worked on the weekends.
yeah.
And then I played drums. So at
okay.
church,
Yeah.
choir rehearsal, Black church, we had
Yeah.
every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on. Monday night prayer, Tuesday night this, Wednesday night Bible study, Thursday night choir rehearsal. Friday night, we actually had a little basketball team, so we was hooping.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, then it just really didn't make any sense. If I join a gang, it's a high probability for me to get shot.
Right.
It makes sense. This is what God blessed me. He blessed me with common sense. No, I have a tendency of looking at other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
If you did that and got a negative result, I don't want to do it.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
You know, it's just kind of like, why would I want to do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I live by that.
Yeah.
So it's a real simple principle. That's why, you went to college and you did this and this and this. Well, you didn't go. Not saying that you have to go, but you didn't go, and well, at that time, college kids
Yeah.
were doing better. You
Right.
know, of course, you can get a trade. Well, if you get this girl pregnant, you're gonna have to pay child support, and then, then you're gonna be broke, cause you really ain't got no job. Well, I ain't gonna have no kids. Like me, I still don't have any biological kids.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It just makes sense.
So, knowing that you were poor and knowing that you didn't have much, to get from, basically, there were no handouts. How were you able to get out of there to where you are now?
I think it had everything to do with it. It started on Christmas. I wanted to hit these Nikes. They call them gangster Nikes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm way older than you guys. My mom went to Dallas and she came back, and I thought I was gonna get a pair of those shoes.
Yeah.
Well, that particular Christmas, I got school paper. Literally, when you open up my present with school paper, I'm like, what, I got to make a toy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotta do my homework now.
And then it's something, there's always pivotal moments in your life where things just kind of, okay, I realized then, no one is going to give me anything.
Yeah.
So everything I want, how I want to live is up to me.
You gotta work for it.
I have to work for it. So that's why I decided either I was going to go to the military, the Air Force, or I was going to go to college. Luckily, I got a band scholarship. I went to school. And I just like, I was like, I want a job to where it's always needed. So I
Yeah.
went for an electric company.
Right. Job security.
Job security. And during the pandemic, we got a raise. During the recession, I got a raise. We make really good money.
Yeah.
Like really good money. And that's just me. So, and then my other motivation was my mom. I wanted to take care of her,
Yeah.
And that's why when I built my home, I built downstairs was really for her before she passed.
Oh.
So yeah. So she was really, and she's still my motivation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why now I'm studying to get my project management license.
Well,
My
congratulations.
NERC certification, and if everything worked right, I should beginning of year start for my cybersecurity.
You're what? Cybersecurity?
Oh, yeah.
Like coding? Yeah.
Well, I'm already a programmer.
Okay.
But the goal is to get into management, to get into director,
Yeah.
run some stuff.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's my goal right now. Yeah.
So do you have any brothers or sisters?
I got a sister by my mom. Then my dad, he got a whole bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes. Yeah, he got a whole, and I really just met them probably last 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, but well, my story is Mars Andrew Pope the fourth. He went to prison.
Really?
Yeah, he went to prison for statutory rape. So
Oh.
I've really only met him, seen him probably about 11 times in my adult life.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a good man. He's a Christian guy now, but you know when you got that charge on you, it's just hard to. He live in Chicago, so it's just rough on him. You know, but you chose that life.
Yeah.
And even though you are forgiven, the consequences of your actions, it follows you.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
And so that's one thing I try to teach men is, man, it's consequences to what you're gonna do. You know, sin has consequences. You know?
So what's one of the best consequences that has happened to you? You know, when I say best, you know, because of the choices that we make, we have consequences whether they're good or bad. What's something that has like impacted you? Where like this was like the right choice, even though you didn't knew at that time that was gonna impact your life later on.
What was the best, like something that negative happened to me that turned out to be good for me? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, that or what's a good decision you made that you didn't realize at the time that was.
Oh my goodness. That's gonna sound weird. I think the best decision, but outside of Christ, is I got me a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just got somebody that just kind of want to copycat. I didn't call it a mentor at the time. I just want to copy it. I liked what he had, like how he lived. It's just kind of one of those things. And that's how I kind of live my life. You know, his house is paid for. Hope to have mine's paid off in about 15 years. He got an Audi. I got one too. You know.
Yeah.
He got, just kind of one of those things, man. I think you. I think there's, and then there's somebody I need to talk to. You know, I can go to him. He'll tighten me up real good. You know?
Yeah.
Because iron sharpens iron. You got to have somebody been there and done that. And I tell men, you got to get somebody. He's in his 60s. I'm 43. I don't know anything about being 60.
Right. Yeah.
You like, you guys in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about 30.
No.
So, but you have to get somebody who's already been there. So that's like I tell my nephews, use me as a cheat sheet to life.
Yeah.
Look, you ain't got it. If you do this, this, and this, and this, you'll get this, and this, and this. If you do this, and this, and this, it's going to cause a negative result. Then you're going to go through this, and this, and this. You don't have to go through it. Use me as a cheat sheet to life. I promise you, you do these principles, you follow these steps, you're gonna reap the benefits of it.
Right. Yeah, because I agree. Because I was thinking, a lot of people think life is there's a formula to life.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than a formula, I think it's knowing what you want and what you don't want. Kind of like you said it, and follow, okay, what are the steps that are need to be taken to do that? Because no one's going to go out there and once you're grown and tell you what to do, what not to do. Those are decisions we have to make as our own. It's like, do I want to be disciplined? Do I want to work hard? Like, what do I want in my life? Who am I going to surround myself with? And kind of like you said, iron sharpens iron.
Problem with, I mentor a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And some of them just stupid, I'm just. And
There's nothing wrong with being honest,
I'm just telling you the truth. Some of them they just I don't know what's going on with them. And when you don't have no direction and you don't have no goal, every man needs a plan. You gotta have a plan.
Yeah.
You have to have something you're working towards. Because when you have, like, for instance, my band director, first person put me on this because we was close. He showed me a book of he working a 3-year plan. Mm-hmm. He showed me this book. He's like, every 3 years I'm completing these goals. I was like, okay. So I work in a 5-year plan. Every 5 years I have a goal. So from graduated from college to where I am now, So But when I look back on my life, I can be like, I did this, I did this. You go to faith, glory to glory. You're always moving. I don't like being stagnant. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to be stale. I gotta keep moving. God has given us so much creativity and a drive, and I have a purpose. So that's the purpose. In the end, it's not for me. Once you get my age, you start thinking about. The Bible says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. You know?
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about generational wealth. I'm thinking about, okay, but how you do that? When you come from the hood, you got to go get somebody who already been there and done that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key thing for me. I got this drive. You got to have a purpose. You got to be focused. But I've noticed that most guys, they're stuck. That's what happened. We get stuck. And then when you get stuck, you just staring. You see where you want to go, but you're not making any steps to get there. So you stuck. And then time goes by. Now you're 25, now you're 40. You still stuck doing the same thing because you ain't made no steps. Now you starting to look at your future. You start panicking. Then you start making bad decisions then, you know. So that's why you got your environment, for one thing, and being around the right people, you know. So,
Yeah, because at what age did you realize, I think I need a mentor? Because a lot of people, well, I know a lot of men, even me when I was young, I used to say, I'm George and I know all the answers to everything. I don't need help. I just been a little arrogant, young, immature boy. But now I know, like, the more I know, the more I realize, the less I know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, it really hit me after college because I'm still making a lot of mistakes. And then even when I graduated from college, it took me forever to get a job. There used to be a GNC, a General Nutrition Center, down here by Walmart. You're probably over there.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I managed that store for about 2 years after I graduated. And but even though I'm working hard, I still wasn't making any money. I'm working like 60 plus hours. Like, dude, what is going on? And what helped me was some of my customers that was well off will come in.
Yeah.
And I would just gravitate to, when they started talking, it just made sense. And I was like, I have never heard this. Like credit. I didn't know anything about credit. I went all the way through college getting all those credit cards.
Right.
I didn't know anything about credit, man. I didn't know how important it was. Man, I was giving those Discover cards and Visa. I was using my Visa to pay my Discover to pay my Visa. Cash advance, girl, I got the money. And then trying to pay that stuff back.
Yeah.
Didn't nobody teach me that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to get the things that I want if I don't have anybody?
Right, yeah.
Some things, my mom and they didn't teach me because they had bad credit too. So I'm wise enough to go get knowledge from someone, and I got a few mentors, different types of mentors too.
Right, yeah.
And I mentor guys, So yeah, I got some homeboys who are really into the Bible. They like walking Bible. So when I need to know something or I need to talk, I can get in and they can sharpen me a little bit. Financial, stuff. So I got a few homeboys, a few mentors.
Yeah.
So how was it like growing up in the Christian life that you're going through?
You talking about growing up?
Yeah.
Man, I grew up in one of those churches where they, hand clapping, foot stomping, tongue talking, running around the church, casting out demons and all that good stuff. I did that. The good thing about that was I grew up watching men worship, which I find it hard now for some guys to lift their hands and give God honor and glory, but they call themselves a Christian. So for me, it was good. The bad thing was that's all we did, was run around.
Yeah.
Cause I was always in church, but I was out there partying. I didn't smoke. I didn't do no smoke. I never smoked, never drank. Don't even use profanity, never use profanity. But, the ladies were my thing, But then I grew up not anyone telling me or teaching me about women. So then the church I grew up in from 4 to 21, found out he was sleeping with all the women in the church. Oh yeah. So it's just like you found out your daddy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One of those things. It was a shocker.
Yeah.
You know? So from that point, I went to another church, and it wasn't until I went through all that, and that other church was good too, but then I had to leave there because of all kinds of stuff that was going on. It wasn't really till the church I am now that it just kind of hit me. Like, I've been straddling the fence. You know, I'm lukewarm. I was one of those guys, Bible talking about, hey, we cast out demons in your name. We did this in your name. But he like, depart from me, you work iniquity. I don't know you. That was me, because I felt like since I'm playing the drums and I'm in the singles ministry, I'm really doing something. Nope, wasn't doing anything. And then when it just hit me, and I had a moment at my house where just me and God laying on my floor like a slobbering baby, and the Holy Spirit just came. And that's at that moment I became clay, he became the potter. And he's been shaping and molding me ever since then. And that's where I am now.
Yeah, because a lot of times we just kind of just go through the motions, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the problem with see, let me get on something. This is the problem. It's just like being on a football team, and you're going through the motion, but you want to win.
Yeah.
You got all these people on the team, but nobody know the playbook, and your coach is there doing his best to trying to teach you, but you just refuse to go and study. Football players got to take a playbook to their house and study it. Then you run it in practice, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't studying it, so you can't run it right. So now during the game time, you can't advance the ball.
Right.
When you don't know the playbook, you become what? A liability. Because you can't advance the ball. Christians, we don't know the Bible. We don't read it. And that's one of the things I ask my groups that I'm over. What happened when Christians start reading the Bible? When did that happen? We don't even know where it's at. When did it happen? What happened when Christians stopped praying? Like, that ain't an option. What happened when we don't make disciples? That's not an option. We got to make disciples, Or we only fast when the church is going to fast. Like, dude, we're totally missing it. And now the world is dictating, because now you got Christians mad at the church, talking about the church. Now you got the devil and all his stuff going against the church. So everybody going against the church.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, man, which that's why I'm here, I speak truth best I can with the help of the Holy Spirit. And man, I'm not going out like that. So I'm really, when I say I'm all the way in, I'm all the way in. My relation, like Jesus is more real to me than you two sitting here. That's how real it is.
So the other day you were just showing us, just kind of switching topics and lanes. I guess, how did you just started like making decisions later in your life as you're a young 20-year-old and you're stepping into your 30s? Like how have you been reinventing yourself to stay yourself focused and motivated to?
Well, like I said, it's all about having a plan. I don't like to start something and don't finish it.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. And I don't want to struggle. I know what it's like to only have cornflakes, and then not the good kind, you gotta put sugar on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
we have had those.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know what it's like, but also, I try to use all my, I think the thing that really helped me out, I started bodybuilding. When I started bodybuilding, I became, before that, band made me real disciplined. Because when I got a band, when you go to HBCU, it's strict. You're never late. Don't even think about it. And then while I was there, I became drum major. So I'm over.
Oh, yeah.
400 some students
Right.
while I'm still in school. And it just started, I noticed discipline. When I was in college, like I said, being disciplined, I noticed that it gets you somewhere. And then when after I graduated, I became a manager. I noticed being disciplined, hard work, I became the #1 store. That store down there, because it was horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I also noticed that, hey,
Was it the #1 store in Little Rock or Arkansas?
in our
Worldwide, baby.
district, in our district,
Okay.
because I had to compete against McCain Mall at
Yeah.
the time, University Mall, and then another store was on Rodney Perrin, but I beat out McCain Mall by numbers, which is unheard of because I got a small store. So I realized I got a knack for leadership, but I'm also a good follower. I could do either one. Because following, you just tell me to do something, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of easy.
Yeah,
If
it
you want me
is,
to do that,
yeah.
I do it. And so I can follow just what as I lead. But ultimately, I realized, you know what, if I keep at this pace, keep doing this, and, I'm just getting good results. Like, for instance, I was the first person in my family to build a house. We didn't build houses.
Congrats.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't do that. When I made more than my mom and my stepfather put together, I was like, I see where this can get me. And then I stayed away from the bad things, And I think that's the one thing too. You have to identify what's bad in your life. There were certain guys I just had to get away from.
Yeah.
And man, it's crazy. All the guys I really grew up with, we really don't talk anymore. They all went different route. One guy, he passed, I think, drugs. One guy got shot, went to jail. These are guys I grew up with. Like, we used to wear each other clothes, man,
Yeah,
We
you
used to
play
take
back.
baths together when we
Yeah.
was kids,
Yeah.
So everybody, like I said, they chose the drug route. Like, dude, you ain't no gangster, you know what I'm saying? Boy, what you trying to be a gangster for? But they went down the wrong path, and now they're suffering the consequences. So like I said, I look at people's lives, and I be like, if you do that, no. So my drive has always been be the best I can be. And I don't like being stagnant. I like a new project, man. I just like something new. That's why I'm looking for. That's why I'm getting my project management and all that stuff. That's another reason why I'm getting it too. But I have to get those things because for some reason I keep getting denied positions that I feel like I deserve.
Yeah.
So I figure if I get this, and this, there's no way they can deny me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at on that.
So how do you overcome whenever that obstacle, those roadblocks, how do you take them once they deny you or reject you?
Man, I take them pretty well. I was like, if it's out of my control, why worry about it?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Another one come up. You got to stay persistent. Like, for instance, the job I have now, I applied for 163 applications before I got this job.
163?
Because, at the time, I was fresh out of college. I was a computer science major. And they was looking for no entry-level positions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, nobody. Even though I did my internship like they tell you to,
Yeah.
I had experience. And you get the same look response. Thank you for applying. Blah 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 blah. Like, oh man, but I could have gave up. But I tell you this. This is how God worked. True story. I'm in my off-Rodney parent Briarwood apartment, sitting in my room. I'm broke, by the way. Laying in my bed. I'm a manager, but I'm still not really making no money. I'm thinking I'm making about $7, an hour at the time.
Yeah.
And don't have cable. Tired of watching Tyler Perry play movies. So this is the play, not the movie. VHS, watching the same thing over and over again. And I'm laying in my bed. It's a testimony. And I just start crying like, dude, Lord, what is going on? I'm out of college. I'm filling out these applications. Me and my mom had the biggest argument because I stole all her chicken. I had no money to buy no chicken. But when I got her legs, how you come to legs, I cooked all those. She's like, where's my chicken at? I said, anyway. So, make a long story short, man, I just prayed, God, this is what I want. I went to a church service down in Camden because they was installing this pastor. I had to play the drums. And they was, you know, it was one of the church, but they was shouting and all that stuff. And I got off the drum. I'm like, shoot, I want to get me some too. So the lady who was preaching, she looked at me. She said, God heard your prayer in your room the other night. I was like, what? And she read everything that I said. She told me what God, everything,
Everything you said, word by word.
pretty much word by word.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, I got this job.
Really?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, pretty much. I went to the fair, fill out, went to Florida, came back, got the job. Yeah, about 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing on that. Just a little quick testimony. But, you know, God works and, you know, but I think we just always have to, what are your goals? What are your dreams? And now I'm expanding my dream because now I want to invest. You know, I want to really get into the stock market because apparently some value in that people are doing it. So why ain't I, you know, I want to get a little bit of that too.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if you guys are in it.
No, we're not. We're still trying to. We're just starting out. We're right there with you whenever we're at the apartment, right there.
Yeah.
Well, we have invested in ourselves. I would say just
Yeah.
invested in our friends. Like this podcast is something that we have invested money, time, and just kind of like, you know, if other people are investing their money in different ways, we just want to do it in a way that we see that it can benefit us in the way that we can know other people, but also benefit other people who are listening.
Yeah.
So that's our
That's
small
our only
take.
investment we have.
Yeah,
so far.
our small take.
Hey,
in
man,
investing.
y'all young, man. See, we go through these, we go through these phases.
Yeah,
Me and you, we're in two different phases of life.
right.
The problem is we get stuck in those phases and you don't go to the next one. So long as you go into the next phase, like I say, you got faith, faith, glory to glory. You start off here, right here where you're at. Next thing you know, you be in your own studio. Next thing you know, you have your own building, you know. Then you got multiple things going on, whatever that goal and dream, but you have to start somewhere.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of people, they have dreams and they just don't have the faith enough to step out. You know, I'm one of those guys. I take a chance. I take a risk. Like, I don't care. Like, even going to Africa, people told me don't do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Because you won't do it.
Right,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Don't
I'm
put your
not-
limitations on me, right?
Yeah, I don't like that at all. God is, like I said, God is doing something in me that I wouldn't allow him years ago. Why? Because there's things I just didn't want to let go. I didn't, you know, I always had an issue with lordship. I went to church.
With what?
Lordship,
Uh-huh.
meaning I love God, but I really don't love him because I'm really not living for him like I should.
Yeah.
But when he's Lord of my life, he's my king. You notice a king owns everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And when you come before the king, you worship. The king tells you what to do, how to do it, when to do it.
Right.
Well, he's my king. He's my Lord. He's Lord over me.
Okay, yeah.
Now, at one point in time, so the lordship, I wanted to be Lord over myself. You know, the one thing that happened, if you're not careful, you'll get like when I started bodybuilding, I became Mars the bodybuilder. That was my identity. First, I was Mars the drummer.
Yeah.
Then I became Mars the bodybuilder. And that just ruined me. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I was big headed. I thought I was good looking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm getting all this attention. At the time, you didn't have guys walk around 240, 250
Yeah.
with 20-inch arms. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And so everywhere I go, it was just, there's Mars. You know, all the girls, I didn't know how to handle that attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so that became my identity. But, God has a way of humbling you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
does.
He does. So, what I took out of that is the discipline that comes with bodybuilding. I'm not gonna let you or nobody get me off focus. I don't care. Like for instance, I'm on a strict diet. I was on a strict diet. It's 4th of July. We're at Mirror Lock It Down. We got the spread ribs. You know how you do it.
Oh, yeah,
Barbie,
yeah,
you know,
for sure, the
brisket.
bun, yeah.
I'm eating dry chicken and broccoli.
Really?
I'm not gonna let anything get me off my goal.
Yeah.
Because I have a goal to get to, and there's some sacrifices you got to make. So I'm the one of those guys. I'm willing to make those sacrifices. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get what I need to get. That's where I'm at. I don't want to look. We have one life. You know, that's valuable. We don't get another one. Not on this side of glory. So, for me, I'm going to do everything I can to get the best out of it. Yeah, I'm motivated by money. I'm going to love my wife, my kid, my family, my friends. I'm going to do as much to help people as I can. Got one life. And then when you get my age, you become legacy minded. Like I'm pretty sure your dad is. He's legacy minded. He's building something. And then he has something to leave his sons if he so choose to.
Yeah.
See, it's just a different phase of life we get to. You know, like you never know. Y'all might have children. You're, hey, I got this radio station. I don't know what y'all goal is, but hey, son, this is yours. You can do whatever. It's a multi-million-dollar business that I'm building. But you never know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all got goals and dreams.
Right. Yeah, we do.
Or you would have never done this. So there's a vision that y'all see. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're doing it together, that's even better. You know, and then you're putting your faith towards it. I mean, you got to be faithful over a little thing, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm super excited about you guys now and just being here.
Well, thank you for being here and just sharing your story. I know we met for like a brief
second at church.
10 minutes at church and then like, hey, we have a podcast. You want to be in it? You're like,
man, it's just the work of the Lord, man. When saints get together, man, when the brothers get together, man, when people who love the Lord get together, we support each other in any way we can. You know, like I'm going to speak next Wednesday at this recovery thing, and my homeboy want me to come and talk to some of those guys. Can't wait. You know, I've been before the Lord, and God, what do you want to give me to these guys? You know, because see, once you get to a point where when you don't let the world dictate you, I think the problem with Christians, we let the world dictate us, meaning that we are afraid because we still want to have one foot in the world. And I tell folks, the world is fun. Y'all, it's fun. You gotta be honest, it's fun. Yeah. I kicked it. I'm telling you, I kicked it. You know, it's fun. It's pleasant, and there's some things that but it's not good for you because it separates you.
Yeah.
You know, it's unholy.
Mm-hmm.
And why would I want to be a part of anything unholy when I serve a holy God? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's unholy, that means, in my personal opinion, the enemy got some play in that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't want the enemy to have no room in my life. Not no shape, form, or fashion. Because, you know, like I tell you, like my first marriage, because I was married before, I told you, that's all my fault. I wasn't praying over my house. I wasn't praying over her. Full of pride. That's all. Enemy, he had me exactly where he wanted me. And I come crashing down. You ever notice in church, the devil went to these pastors, they get way up there, those big name pastors, over multi-million-dollar churches with all those members and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, cheating.
Yeah.
It's the oldest trick in the Bible. I'm gonna tell you. The reason why he do that. You remember he took Jesus. Jesus said he seen Satan fall from heaven, right? You notice when in Matthew chapter 4, he took 4, and he took Jesus up to the high place. He told you jump off.
Yeah.
He wanted to see Jesus fall just like him. That's why he wait till these ministers get way up there, get all these members, and all of a sudden cheat. Because now you're not just hurting yourself, you hurt your family and all the church members there. Because a lot of times you probably only got some babes in Christ. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah. Some babes in Christ.
No, that's what. See, we do. We got.
I mean, I just haven't heard that term before. I like it. I guess
It's babes. The Bible talks about those who are they can't chew meat because they still babes. They on milk. And that's how we are. We got Christians who, God, you're a grown man, but you know no word.
Yeah.
You have no word. You have no prayer life. Like, what are you doing?
So how were you able to overcome, that moment in your life when your marriage had not succeeded the way you would have wanted to?
All right. Okay. This was a hard one. Probably the second hardest thing I went through besides my mom passed.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm Mars the bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Everybody know me at church because I play drums.
Right.
I was so embarrassed.
Oh, that's right. Especially if you're up
Yeah.
at the church, you
I
have supposed to have a position, a stature,
leadership, and everything.
and you have all this goals
Everyone's looking at you.
that people put on you and expectations. Sometimes we forget we're humans as well.
It was. I never dealt with depression. I'm a very confident dude. You guys understand? Very confident guy. And man, when we was going through that, for the first time I thought about it. I was driving. I was in Corning, Arkansas, driving.
We almost died there.
Well, hey, me too. And I was driving. I was going over this bridge. And I just thought I should just go over the side of it. I've never had thoughts like that. I was in a dark room. I just couldn't figure out what was going on with me. I was hurt. I didn't understand because I'd never been through anything like that. Didn't want to show my face to anybody. Man. And, my marriage and my home I fail. And I don't like failure. Especially when I feel like I did it to myself. So that's the moment when I told you earlier, she left. She went back up north to see. She's married, 2 kids. She's doing wonderful. Great man she's married to. That's the moment I just broke. I said, Lord, I'm tired. I don't like where I'm at. Apparently I'm doing something wrong. And that's when I told her I was on the floor and the Holy Spirit came and I became, that's that moment.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And man, it just, see, at that moment, I didn't have nobody else. I didn't want to talk. Couldn't talk to my mom. Couldn't really talk to my homeboy because they was all single. They don't know.
Yeah.
The church kind of shunned themselves because I was going through something. Like, people I thought was my friend. It's like, dude, so it was just me and God. So I made a choice then, Lord, and that's why I'm so radical now about my faith and who I am in Christ. From that moment, that's why I say God is more real than you guys sitting here. I can't do anything. I don't want to do anything else on my own strength. I fail.
Yeah.
I know my limitations, man. I'm serious.
So is that whenever you stopped bodybuilding?
No, I stopped bodybuilding because I kept
hurting
myself. Dude, I stopped bodybuilding.
I mean, you're still pretty big, but I'm talking about back whenever you were winning.
No, I kept bodybuilding because it kept me busy.
Okay.
Because I stayed in the gym, which was a good thing and it was a bad thing because in the gym there's women. You know what I'm saying?
Girls.
Yeah, and so that's where I now that I found out I'm already single, man, it was crazy. So I was like, Lord, I gotta get married. It's not good for me to be single.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us it's not good for a man to be alone.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It's a fact for different reasons. I don't ever want to be. I want to be married to. I don't never want to be single. I'm sorry, especially not in today's. Nope.
And me and Will are just as single as they can be.
Yeah. I mean, that's single is good, but I'm just saying there's too much going on, and you trying to be a I think you have to really, you got to really stay on your knees and look, no, because see, the devil is on a whole nother level right now. The internet, social media,
Bad.
Too
It-
much
the
temptation.
Yeah.
and we're not fleeing from it. And if you read the Bible talks about sexual immorality. Because the only time a man and a woman is supposed to be together, intimate, is when they're married. Only. And we know that. But the way things are going in the world, the way I see people, then you got all these soul ties, then women are all jacked up emotionally. Men are all jacked up emotionally because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they're coming and going. And it's just like, dude, That's why in YA, I'm really hard on the men. When I talk to them, watch what you're watching, man. What you looking at. You know, the enemy is tricky.
Yeah.
I tell you, and then, seem like most guys are getting into the pornography thing. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, I went out with a guy. He was just a regular dude like me, Met him at the gym. You know me, I went up to him, just started talking to him. Man, just witnessing to him, and we ended up being cool, whatever. Went out to eat, after working out, sitting at Waffle House, we just chilling. And as we're talking, he just blurts out, "Man, I'm having homosexual thoughts." He's married, and it comes from him watching pornography. But it went from watching the girl to the guy. You see what I'm saying? So now he's all jacked up now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's trying to navigate because it's what you let enter in here. And it's not just that. It can be, like, for instance, I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay,
And I noticed it was just, I was just getting all riled up easy, man. Like I'm Goku or something, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, I got the, what is going on? I say, it's a bad habit, Mark. Stop, man. Because I would just get kind of, like I got some superpowers or something.
Right.
It's I was like, where is this coming from? Too much Dragon Ball Z. It's an anime, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's
Did you watch Naruto too?
no.
No.
I'm loyal. You know what I'm saying? No.
loyal.
I'm trying to cut back, but that's the thing, man. We let so much, it's what you see is what you know. And I was like, Lord, what is? He's like, dude, I'm sitting in the car in my driveway for 20 minutes watching the Tournament of Power all over again. Like this is my 20th time watching the tournament. Like I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I don't know he's gonna go Ultra Instinct. You know what I'm saying? I know this stuff. It's just weird, man. It's the kid in me. I don't know, but we gotta watch what we look at.
Yeah.
So it'll get you.
So how was it like? You say you kind of grew up in the hood, and now that you're not really in it, how was it? What I'm trying to say.
How was that transition going from being a poor kid, having put sugar to your Frosted Flakes,
It was a slow process.
to now just having the Audi?
It's not the material thing.
Right.
Well, yes, it is. It's both.
Right.
Because I didn't think I was good enough. I used to, for instance, I used to always, the neighborhood where I live in now, true story. I live in the Southwest, and I built that house, but it's 1660 square. That's the square footage. This girl invited me to this Christmas party, and I went to in my mail in this house. I was like, this man downstairs is bigger than my whole house.
Wow.
Like, what do you got to do to live in this neighborhood? I ain't never seen houses like this big in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is going on? Why now I live down the street from that house? Yeah.
Really?
I built my house down the street, didn't know it. I was like, that's the house. This is the neighborhood, because I only went there once.
Yeah.
So it's a gradual process, man. The the more money you make, and I'm working for the electric company, start making more money. I'm really good at what I do. I take kind of pride in doing good work and learn as much as I can. And you at my job, they tell you make yourself valuable.
Yeah.
Know as much as you can, or know something really, really well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I knew one thing really, really well, and I became start traveling across the whole state, and then my name just got out there, man, and I just start making more money, more money, more money. Then you just like, look, boom. But I would have never bought that house my first house that I built. I would have never built that house if it wasn't for my homegirl. I had a homegirl. She was like, "You need to do something with your money." I was like, "I am. I'm spending it. You talking about I'm kicking it." She's like, "No, you need to," because I was living in an apartment. She's like, "You need to get your house." Never dawned on me. Never ever dawned on me to get a house. She's like, "Okay, I guess I go find something." She's like, "No, you need to build your own house." What? Never done them. I've never had nobody see. If nobody tell you, if you never hear certain things, you just never know. Then she's like, "My husband will build you a house," and it was the best thing ever. So now when I got remarried, I told my wife I'm build her house. She couldn't see it because same thing.
Yeah.
Until we start building the house, she still didn't believe it until it started going up. So you know what I'm saying. It's all about when you're at work, whatever you do for a living, man. I'm strategic on what kind of job I want. That's just where I'm at now.
Right.
There's certain amount of money that I want. It's not a money thing. It's not a material thing. But at the same time,
It's where you want to see yourself at, what you want in life. And I understand that, because some people can. I don't know what, they can be happy. I think the ultimate goal is just being happy and satisfied, no matter, because there's some people who are making a lot of money and they're not happy and satisfied.
Yeah.
And there's people who are making maybe not
Less
as much money,
but they're satisfied.
but they're happy and satisfied. Yeah. And I guess we just need to find out what's our happy medium that can be there. Or
man, I think about retirement.
Yeah.
I think about after I retire, do I have enough money coming in to pay for my insurance? Because I know older people are dealing with that. And I don't want to just have enough money just to pay bills. I want to do things after I retire.
Yeah. That's
So-
why you worked hard your whole life.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. And I want a job. See, this job I have is physical a little bit, technical, but it's physical. But I don't want to be out in the field.
Yeah.
So right now I'm out in the field. I want to be able to, if I want to work till whatever age, I can if I so choose to, because I'm just doing like office job, because that's really what I want, an office job. And for various reasons. But yeah, man, I think we all should, as men, as people, just have a goal. And like I said, you don't have to you can make whatever 80,000 and you budget your money right, you can live good,
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a wife who like to spend, so there are certain things I want. Like I want a swimming pool. I'm gonna give me a swimming pool.
Right.
That costs money.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be good for my family to have. Just different things. Then, like I said, the more money you make a certain amount of money, you can put this money here. Then I want to put money there, and then let that money make money for me.
Right.
So it's all kinds of different things. So I am motivated by money. I don't love it, but I am motivated by it.
Yeah.
And I think we all are. That's why we.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of wanted to go back a little bit, to the place where you said you were never felt depressed, because you're always a guy who were always self-confident, self-reliant. And you knew you're Mars the bodybuilder. You played drums at church, everything's seems from the outside everything's going great, and then boom, your marriage doesn't work out like you wanted it to. How did you recover yourself from start dating? And I know you said you have a bunch of girls coming your way or whatever. how were you confident enough to like? Were
Now,
there ever
this
any?
is what happened. This will help me out of it. I left this part out. When I found out, I went to therapy or a counselor,
Yeah.
and because I couldn't figure out why am I crying all the time. I don't do no crying. You know, Mars, I don't cry. That's how I used to think. Why am I sitting in a dark room in my own home? I'm not even sitting in the master. I'm in the back room, and you know.
The smallest room.
Yeah, why? That don't make any sense. So I went to therapy, and you know, he said, well, he just told me your wife, she's gonna leave. I said, well, yeah, she already gone. He said, but I want to deal with you. And he said, the problem with you is you've never been hurt. I've never been hurt, you know. Like I said, I've always been, you know, for most of the time, been a confident guy from college on up. And you didn't know how to deal with that pain, you know. And once I identified what it was, I was able to overcome it. It's the problem is when we can't identify what the problem is. And I was like, oh, because I couldn't figure out why. I didn't know I'd never been hurt. Yeah. And men, sometimes we don't know how to deal with our emotions, you know, because we don't want to cry because we feel like we're weak if we do. And so once he told me what it was, the one thing I have the privilege of doing, I drive. So I get a lot of time to think. Because, you know, I was traveling the whole state. I don't do that. I'm in a district now, but still, I've been driving all day. So I get a time to think and reevaluate what's going on. And so once I figure out what was going on, I just start making different decisions, you know. And man, I don't want to be depressed and so, and I know this is gonna be way off, but the best way to get over a woman is get you another one, you know.
That's
fair.
fair.
God was still working on me, you know what I'm saying?
So how okay, so but I'm sure there is a moment you're like, or I don't know, if it would have been me, I would have been like, I'm kind of scared of stepping into this again because I don't want to fail.
Well, the reason why I stepped back in is because I made changes within myself. I identified that I was the issue.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you evolved as a player,
Yeah,
let's say.
yeah.
And
I realized ultimately it was my fault. Ultimately.
and how did that feel whenever?
I felt bad, man, because I realized the enemy really got the best of me.
When did you start realizing that?
It was after like I said, after everything is over, you be like, that's what happened. When you start evaluating, I think you always got to evaluate yourself. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's why it keeps me on track. Problem is we don't take time out to look at ourselves. We worry about everybody else. You have, especially women too, but men, have somebody that can look at you and tell you the truth, or take some time out and look at yourself. It really helps when you read the Bible, okay? Because the word will reveal who you are. And then second time in prayer, because when you pray, when you get to the holies of holies, when you really get into that time when it's just you and the Lord, he will reveal himself to you, but he will also reveal you. Like, dude, I was full of pride.
Yeah.
I was a manipulator also. And that ultimately what killed my marriage. And who was the first person in the Bible full of pride? Satan. You know what I'm saying? So I was operating like that, you know.
Oh, wow.
And I hate that. So once I start to identify, and just like what I do for work, when there's an issue, you got to troubleshoot.
Right.
So all I did was troubleshoot myself, you know. But I troubleshoot myself with the word. Then I have somebody else to, you know, I could talk to also. But that was when it changed. When I realized what was going on, I realized that I was operating like this. And then boom, I started to make those changes. You know what I'm saying? And it was a slow process, but at the same time, I was willing to go through that process because I don't want to be no dude depressed.
Yeah.
You know, oh,
Yeah.
no, you know, and
Walk around feeling sorry for
no,
yourself.
come
Yeah.
on, man, no, I ain't got time for that.
Right.
And I don't like to be, look, man, you messed up. And then the thing too that helped me out, I used to worry about what people thought about me
Mm.
because trying to fit this image.
Yeah.
When I got over, I was driving, like I said, I'm driving. Why do I care what somebody else think? What's going on in some other 20, 30-year-old head about me? Why am I allowing your thoughts to dictate? It's just a thought. Your head, what's in your head to dictate?
Yeah, it's not
me.
even an action. Yeah.
It just don't make any sense. So man, when I tell you I'm free from people's opinion, I am free from people's opinion. I'm talking about. I'm Mars. I don't care what you think. Now there are a few people that's in my circle. I care what they think. But you, whatever. And and it's
Well, it's kind of like one of someone else that we had on the podcast said, if you're doing the right thing all the time, there's no reason for you to be worried about what other people are going to be thinking about bad things that you're doing.
yeah. But you have those, like I said, I mentor guys. There's guys who they have to post certain stuff on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
They have to keep this image that they can't keep.
Right.
Because they worried about what folks gonna think. Man, what about this girl? What about, man, dude, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. Do what you want to do. Don't even worry about what I think.
Right.
If that's something you want to do it. You know? And that's when I think, like, dude, who cares about what? It's just somebody's thoughts, man. Like me, I don't have to have likes. I care less about that stuff. Likes and comments. I don't know. If I post something and don't nobody.
Lights and comments. For a second, I thought you said lights. I was like,
No,
the
likes,
lights.
no, and comments.
Likes, yeah.
You know, who cares? I'm just not one of those people
Who's gonna worry about that?
who focus. I don't even focus on it.
Yeah.
It's not even something I think about.
You don't really care about it.
No, it's when you confident and you know what you're doing. I just don't need that to fuel me, at all.
Yeah.
I'm self-motivated, and I think God just gave me an extra whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, man. And then, I'm filled with the Holy Spirit. I don't care. The Bible said the Holy Spirit will lead you and guide you in all truth. It knows all things, even the deep things of God. So the Holy Spirit is just not power; it's intelligence. It knows all things. So I'm allowing God to lead my life and guide my life. But one thing God has not allowed me, he's, like I said, what he's really, I use it as more of a gift now. I remember how I was.
Yeah.
I remember everything about how I felt, about all the things, so I don't go back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I can almost look at a guy and be like, I know what you're doing. Spirit of discernment. When I minister, I already know. Like, was one dude, man, he kept complaining to me about his wife. I'm like, man, she doing all this. I said, okay, all right, man, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. Well, I ran into her. He didn't tell me that he was cheating on her. Oh no, she found numbers in his phone. That's why I said, man, I knew something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because God ain't gonna always tell you. They tell you partial truths. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. I know.
I wasn't born yesterday.
Come on, man, dude. I know the game. I've been there and done
I've
that.
been there, done
already,
that.
And it's just like, for instance, you got a 5-year-old, 3-year-old. What you up to? Nothing. You already know they up to something. Well, it's the same way when you start talking. When you talk to enough guys or enough people, and that's a gift. Sometimes God, that gift of like, dude, I already know what you got going on, bro. Better leave that alone. I told the guy yesterday, man, You want God to honor you, don't go down that road. You're going to wake that sleeping giant. If you want God to honor you, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And he just looked at me like, I already did it, which he probably already done it. Not to say he did, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Your duty is just to tell them, what to do or not to do. Just try to guide them, I guess.
It all depends, man, on what's going. For me, this is where I'm at. I am about truth. No matter where I'm at, and when I say truth, it's about what God, especially when you're talking to Christians. Now, non-Christians is a different story. Same principle, but different story. If you say you're a Christian, or you say you a police officer, you say whatever you say you are, there's certain things you're supposed to uphold. You know what I'm saying? If you're my wife, you're supposed to uphold certain things. I'm your husband. Yeah. But if you're a Christian and you're proclaiming that and you're doing this and this and this and that, I'm going to tell you about it. I ain't going to, like for instance, if we say we cool, right?
Yeah.
We go out to Walmart and you see me acting inappropriate with a woman. If you really my brother, you'll say something to me.
Yeah.
Not be like, oh man, dude, we gonna be no. You gonna say something. Like, dude, what are you doing? That ain't right. I may not like it. I may get in your face, may not. But that's the kind of dudes I want around me.
Hold you accountable.
Hold me accountable, or just have a certain boldness. Like, dude, it's unholy. It's not righteous. It's unrighteous. It's not godly. And if I say I'm this, and that's what I want. That's what I'll be. There's no more black and white. It's just ultimately I'm a Christian, and even if I'm gonna preach the gospel, I'm gonna minister the word. I'm gonna be really honest, even if it costs me my life. That's where I'm at. And so I get to use these life experiences that from dating to money to being complete stupid. I used to, and I'm open book. I tell like it is. Yeah, man, I've been there and done that, bro. Yep, done that. Nah, I didn't do that. That was stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what we have to be. Even like I told you guys, yeah, for a moment I went through depression. Like, dude, because why? I've never been hurt. I never had nobody to teach me how to deal with my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I can go on and on. Technically, until I got married, I really never loved a woman. I told girls I loved them.
Yeah.
I loved something about them, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't them.
But
yeah.
that's what it was. I never had nobody teach me that.
Yeah.
That's why it's important, even when we become fathers, we teach our sons what's truth and what's not, despite what the world say. And see, now I think that's what's going on. The world say this, the Bible says this, culture says this, the scripture says this. Which one do we follow?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest issue with our culture. I think that's the biggest issue with the church. I think that's the biggest issue with relationships. I think that's the biggest issue with people individual. That's why now we having a hard time making sound decisions. We would spend our last dime just to look good, but can't pay your bills. It's the craziest thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a lot going on.
So throughout your years, what's something that has motivated you?
Throughout the thing that motivated me, what motivates me is my family. Because when it all said and done, I want my wife to say she was loved, she was cherished, she was honored. That motivates me. The other thing that motivates me is to see when God used me real time. Like when I went to Africa, I just went to visit. It's just like we go back to Honduras.
Yeah.
With y'all. Hey man, come check out my family, my peeps. Cool, let's go. I wasn't expecting to preach. Not at all. I wasn't expecting to talk to these youth. I'm surrounded by Muslims. I'm preaching to Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
I just come to say what's up to your family,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's it, man. But the fact that God used me real time, like I wasn't prepared to do any of that. And so that motivates me, to just, hey, I understand my purpose. So purpose motivates me, you know. For you two guys, I'm pretty sure you got a purpose. You know what you want to do, it motivates you. That's why the way you handle yourself, the way you approach people, the why people are coming, that's why people are on that wall, because y'all have a purpose, and it motivates you. And so I think that's the thing. I understand what God wants me to do. And it's nothing big. It's nothing, all that. It's just simple. It's to do what the Bible tells me to do. I know that sounds crazy, but that's it.
Yeah.
Real simple. That's my motivation. And, my like I said, I'm 43. God, I pray that I live long life. But, if you start to look at people, cancer is killing people left and right. You just never COVID. We just had a guy in our men's group die. We just buried him last week.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
in my
I'm sorry
men's
about
group. I
that.
meet with him every. That's what I'm saying. Life is it's a vapor, man. The Bible. That's why I love the Bible. It's so true. It's the Bible says life is just a vapor. It's just gone. And the thing too that what motivates me, and all that sound crazy, it's probably weird, but I have an expiration date.
Yeah.
My mom died at 7:43 p.m. That
Mm.
was her time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knew in 2016 at that time and that date she would be gone? You know what I mean? So I want to do as much as I can with this life that I have. That motivates me. And then, man, it surprised me. Like I said, I go home. Sometimes I look at my house. I'm like, dude, I can't believe me and my wife like, no, I can't believe we stay here sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we from where we come from.
Yeah.
Right.
From our background. Because she grew up, matter of fact, she grew up in Southwest.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just one of those things, man. Not saying that I'm rich or anything like that, because I'm not.
It's tangled right there. I don't know if you want to fix it.
Not saying that I'm rich or anything, because I'm not. But God has been so faithful.
Yeah.
He's been so gracious. He's been so loving. And the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you guys, it even proves it, because something going to come out of this. Now, I'm not talking about just a podcast, but the three of us, there's something that's going to happen. We're going to do some things. And I'm super excited to get to know both of you guys.
Absolutely.
And, being raised in the church, I want to meet, if y'all I know y'all dad, he all right.
Yeah.
I know he all right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I'm super excited, man, to meet him. If invite a brother to church, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. You're
tell him
welcome to.
preach in English. Give me translator stuff, man. My brother can know what's going on,
Yes, sir.
So
I don't know if you have any more questions for him.
How'd you and your wife meet?
that's a good one. I'm gonna give you the short version. Man, it's weird. See, I've seen her before, and
So you already knew her.
yeah, but she was married.
Oh, okay.
See, my wife is gorgeous. I don't know if you've seen her. She's Native American and white.
Okay.
So her dad. So that's so cool about the family, because when I went to Oklahoma, I mean, full-blooded,
Oh,
Native
like
American,
Indians, like yeah.
Native. I'm talking about the whole fam, Awesome, man. My father-in-law, he's full-blooded. Oh man, that's my dude. Love him to death, man. Yeah, man. So we met, me and my wife. My cousin, which is her best friend, kind of hooked it all up.
Okay.
I went to New Life. Well, she hooked it up, but then my wife, she was a little player. She was trying to be a player. And I was like, shoot, I'm the wrong one to be trying, you know what I'm saying?
She's playing hard to get to.
No, man, no. She's gorgeous. So she had a bunch of guys trying to like her. I mean, she get more compliments than anybody I know. It's just crazy. make a long story short, I started coming to New Life Church because I was in transition. I was coming to New Life Church, and my cousin told me to sit with her, and she kind of introduced her, but I realized she had a boyfriend. I'm like, well, she got a boyfriend. I ain't got nothing, go on, do your thing. And then every time my cousin invite me out to eat, she'll come. I was like, why this girl keep coming? Why you keep inviting her, And so I go back to New Life Church because I was in between churches. She'd be in the back row, and then next Sunday she'd be in the same row. Then she'd be trying to get closer. You want a pen? I don't need no pen. I get my own pen. And so my cousin invited me to Bravo's. It's closed down now in the promenade. And man, here she go again. Like, I said, what do you want? Because I want to get to know you better. I said, you got a boyfriend? I ain't do that. I ain't got nobody. I said, I tell you what, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to get your stuff together. So I took her out in 2 weeks and ain't got rid of her. Yeah, so we've been married. We just celebrated 7 years, man.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So we went to Jamaica, and I surprised her with that, and I had a surprise birthday party too. And now we both lead in the young adults ministry.
Yeah.
And so we have young married folks at our house. Like we will have this Monday coming up, bunch of couples at our house, man. So that's going really well. And see how God is using her is kind of impressive. I love it. So that's how we met. And I got a 13-year-old stepson who's taller than me. Just made the basketball team.
Nice.
Which
wow.
I know he was gonna make. He's
Yeah.
huge, size 13 shoe.
Yeah.
So that's
we can't relate.
Huh?
I said we can't relate.
Dude, I can't relate. I'm a 10 and a half pushing it, man. So that's how we met. And she's a stylist, man, and she does really good work. So proud of her. That's how we met.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you for coming, opening up, and showing us the good, the bad, and the ugly. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's necessary for everyone to see. It takes time, it takes hard, life. I guess hard experience to become the person you are, and then now you know who you are, you know what you want, and most importantly, you found your purpose.
It's the same thing that happened in the Bible. Look at Saul, who turned to Paul.
Yeah.
He was a man who persecuted Christians. Then what happened? He had an encounter, flipped it on his head, and he was a scholar, but he used his gift to start preaching the gospel, and he wrote most of the New Testament. It's the same thing. I feel like how God is using me. I didn't always serve him, made some mistakes. Now I'm all the way in. Same thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come out here. If anyone heard your story and related to it, what would be the best way to get in contact with you?
Oh, wow. You can
I mean, like, you can even give out your email or
Facebook.
Email is mars.pope@yahoo.com. Of course, you can hit me up on Facebook, Mars. Not too many Mars running around there. Yeah, Mars. On Facebook, let's look up Mars Pope. Yeah, you can get at me. Love to talk to you, especially if you're a guy out there, you struggling with some things, man. I consider myself a homeboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just need a
Mars the homeboy?
Yeah, man. You need somebody.
Now you're Mars their homeboy.
Yeah. Hey, kind of catchy. You need somebody. You just, bro, I got you. So yeah, just hit me on my Facebook. I got an Instagram. Just same thing, Mars Pope. You'll see a guy, bald head, cheesing. That's me.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out here, and you guys can reach out to us too on the Wall of Friends podcast on our Instagram.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, on YouTube, and on Facebook.
Thank you guys for listening, watching, and subscribing, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did.
Y'all
Until
have
the
a
next
good
one.
one.
See ya.
See ya.